Okay, I'm going to stand next to you. Does that sound good? How old are you? 10. Okay, awesome.
All good to go?
What's the puppy's name?
Merlin.
What here?
Merlin.
Merlin. Okay.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm pleased you all could join me this morning together with Randy Boissonnault. I apologize to him in advance if I'm pronouncing it wrong. The minister from Government of Canada, Minister Boissonnault, is responsible for tourism, and he's also actually Associate Minister of Finance, a very key portfolio. And also today with us is our young friend, Willow Kazuba, who lives in the neighborhood. And along with her brother, they both enjoy spending their summer days at the legislature grounds, like so many other Albertans. Today, we have great news to share about how we are working together to rejuvenate the legislature grounds for the enjoyment of Edmontonians like Willow and of all of Albertans and visitors alike. So, Minister Boissonnault, can you please kick off by sharing the good news?
Sure. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Minister Panda. Good morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous. And thank you for that kind introduction. Perfect. Pitch perfect. So thank you very much. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are on the treaty lands of the Treaty 6 territory, the Métis homelands, and Alberta Region 4. And this land is recognized by First Nations such as the Cree, the Dene, the Nakota Sioux, the Saulteaux, and the Blackfoot. And it's great to be here on behalf of Minister Dominic LeBlanc with you, Minister Panda. We've got a lot of work to do here in the province, and we want to do it together. So this is a great example of that collaboration. And just last month, when we tabled Budget 2022, we set out to be very clear about growing the economy and making life more affordable for Canadians. Et notre objectif, c'est de faire des investissements ciblés et responsables qui soutiennent les communautés, la croissance économique et un avenir plus propre pour tous. And by investing in local infrastructure, we are stimulating our economy, building stronger communities, and investing in the well-being of Canadians. So today, I'm proud to announce that the Government of Canada is investing $8 million to support the active transportation project on the Alberta legislature grounds. And that means that people like Willow, her brother, and Merlin, who's sitting over there very obediently, will be able to enjoy the legislature grounds even more. And so it's improvements to the walking paths and the decking. This project is going to ensure that Edmontonians and visitors can enjoy this landmark for years to come. It's going to replace the concrete of the decking, the walkways, and make sure that it's safe for all of the visitors that we have, and make sure that the precinct has long-term sustainability. And places like the Alberta legislature grounds are critical community anchors. They provide a place for residents to connect with each other outside and remain active. I know that in my calendar, Minister, there's many times a year where it's either a stroll or an official event, or just there's so many people celebrating here that people want to come. And who knows, maybe there'll even be an Oilers celebration here at some point based on things that have been happening. So this funding is provided through the COVID-19 resilience stream of the Investing in Canada plan, and this program was expanded to support pandemic resilient infrastructure like this one that contributes to our efforts to build sustainable, economically healthy, and inclusive communities. And so we are very focused on working with our partners like the Government of Alberta, and we will continue to support these types of projects. And I mean, when we invest in our local infrastructure and when we invest in people, when we give them the ability to come outside and get some exercise and be healthy and happy, it's better for mental health, it's better for community cohesion, and they can actually come here and meet their neighbors in safety and security. So thank you all very much, and thank you very much, Minister Panda.
Thank you, Minister. The Government of Canada's $8 million investment towards Alberta legislature grounds improvement is fantastic news for Edmontonians and Albertans. In addition, I'm pleased to note that Alberta government is also providing $2 million through the ICIP, Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, for a combined total of $10 million joint funding. And over the last couple of years, the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program has injected about $9 billion joint funding into 203 projects or project bundles in more than 30 Alberta constituencies. This funding from our two governments and in some cases from municipalities and other organizations is building and renewing public infrastructure throughout Alberta. These projects are ensuring immediate, tangible benefits for Alberta residents, workers, and businesses. They are providing new builds as well as crucial repairs and upgrades to public infrastructure throughout the province. And these projects are providing needed boosts to local economies and supporting many thousands of good paying construction related jobs for Albertans. Today, I'm also pleased to announce that the Alberta government is investing additional $10 million through the 2022 capital plan to repair the legislature dome fountain and reflecting pool behind us, as well as develop new water features in place of the wading pools for families and visitors to enjoy. All told, today's announcement amounts to a total of $20 million in legislature grounds improvements. This investment will support about 112 construction related jobs and boost economic activity right here in Edmonton. And it will ensure generations of families, like Minister Boissonnault observed, our young friend Willow here and her brother will be able to enjoy the legislature plaza area and water features long into the future. In the meantime, Alberta Infrastructure has issued a request for proposal to secure a consultant whose duties will include design work for the project. Once a consultant is in place, we'll be asking Albertans to comment on some design elements. Stay tuned for that opportunity. I know Willow can have her wish list, but she can't veto the project. So we hope to begin construction work next spring and expect to see completion, including fully opened water features by summer 2024. I look forward to watching the renewal take place right before our eyes. So now I'll ask Hayden to take any questions from the media.
Joining us, I apologize that we actually started a minute early, which is unusual for a Government of Alberta news conference, so I apologize to the press gallery. Go ahead, Michelle.
This is a question for Minister Panda. Can you describe what the issues are right now and why you guys can't turn on the water?
That's an excellent question. In fact, my colleagues at Alberta Infrastructure, they are willing to give you a quick tour to actually, seeing is believing, and they can show you the, instead of pictures, they can actually show you what's happening there. So right now the problem, the reason in 2020, unfortunately, we had to close because not only because of the structural issues, but also because of COVID health guidelines. But in 21, we in fact opened that one, wading pool. I believe every day there was 7 gallons of water leaking down due to chlorination and corrosion and everything. And the complexity is underneath this. We have a tunnel and a pedway.
That's right.
So it's going to impact, and so we didn't want to compromise the safety of the users. So that's why we stopped using it. There were some suggestions we could have done some band-aid work to keep it open just this year, but with that the damage will deepen further, and that will also potentially delay the project. That's why we couldn't open it up this summer.
And as a follow-up, I know the city of Edmonton, when they redid their reflecting pool, I think they had to go from a wading pool to sort of a splash pond. Is that something that you're looking at for there? Because I assume there's some liability issues with children.
I believe there are two national codes. I mean, one is national code, building code we had to meet with, and also Alberta pool standard, whatever it is, the depth that they can go. I think Edmonton City already had some issues with their previously built pool. So we're going to consider all that input. and make sure whatever we do in consultation with Albertans. As I said, when I say consultation, I don't want to delay it forever because we can't meet everyone's expectations. But we're trying to do it usable, and so people here can have a better experience in the future. But at the same time, we want to get it going soon. So we'll take all that input into consideration, the safety standards and health standards, everything, and then get it done.
Any other questions? Nope.
Another one.
Sure, one more.
Okay. I'm just wondering, I mean, this is such a popular spot in the summertime, and I wonder if you can talk a little bit about, I'm sure you guys have been getting a lot of complaints. So I wonder if you can tell me a little bit about the feedback you've been getting from the public about not having this area open for kids.
Well, since you know, I call this legislature and the precincts, it's the temple of democracy, and Albertans own this, and they for 100 years, they not only Edmontonians but the tourists from outside of Alberta, they all come here, have a great touring experience. Um, I could understand. I'm sorry. I regret for the inconvenience, but we're trying because this is not a new one, brand new one. This existed for 100 years. This complex here, so we're trying to bring it back to the code, to the standard, and so that way we can extend the life of this. So Albertans definitely gave us feedback about the inconvenience, but but when we told them instead of doing band-aid solutions, we're trying to uplift the whole grounds. If you see there on that plaza now above and at the higher elevation, that when we did that work, it's fixed, and those water features there, I see people are enjoying there, but they'll have the same experience once we fix that. So I asked them to be a little bit more patient. We're going to share with them how the design looks like, and they can comment on that. And if there is any practical, feasible comments and solutions offered by Albertans, if they are cost effective, unless Minister Boissonnault brings some more money for his city here from federal purse, we try to stay within that $20 million budget.
All right, we are going to take a picture over by probably the most horrific part of this, and so thank you so much for joining
I
us.
get it from you. I get it from Amarjeet.